There are two basic ways that you can summarize a column of data in Power Pivot for Excel 2013. The first is to create a calculated column, which does a row-by-row calculation. The second is to create a calculated field, which works with all of the values in a particular column of data. In this movie, I will show you how to work with calculated fields, and I will use the calculated field sample file, which you can find in the Chapter 10 folder of your exercise files archive. If you worked with Power Pivot in Excel 2010, you might remember something called measures. Calculated fields are measures. They changed the name in Excel 2013. To create a calculated field, you need to go into Power Pivot. So click the Power Pivot tab on the ribbon, and then click Manage to open the data model. To create a calculated field, you need a pivot table. So I'll click the Pivot Table button, and then in the Insert Pivot dialog box, I'll ensure that New Worksheet is selected, and click OK. Doing so displays a new worksheet that contains a pivot table. Now, on the Power Pivot tab, I can click the Calculated Fields button and click New Calculated Field. When I do, the Calculated Field dialog box opens, and again, if you use Power Pivot in Excel 2010, you'll see that it's exactly the same as the Measures dialog box. Now I can create my calculated field. I just need to verify that the proper table name appears. Table 1 is correct. And then I need to type a name for the calculated field. So I'll select the value in the calculated field name box, and I'll call it Summary Total. Now I can click in the Formula pane and start entering the formula. The first thing I want to do is type in my summary function, and that is sum, so S-U-M, then a left parentheses, and now I can type in the column name. I'll type a left square bracket, and from the IntelliSense list that appears, I'll use the down arrow key to highlight total and press tab to accept it, then type a right parentheses to finish the formula. I know that the value in the total field is a currency value, so from the category list, I'll click currency, and I'll verify that the symbol is a $sign, and I'll leave the 2 decimal places there. And with everything in place, I'll click OK. And when I do, Power Pivot creates my new calculated field and adds it to the values area of the pivot table. So I can see that my summary total, the total of all sales, is $26,601. Now I can change the organization of the pivot table using the controls in the Pivot Table Fields pane. So let's say that I want to see sales by department. I'll display the fields in Table 1 by clicking Table 1 in the field list, and then I'll drag the department field down to the rows area, and when I release it, the body of my pivot table shows me sales for balance, dance, play, sport, and work. I could add further divisions either to the columns area or to the rows area. Regardless, the pivot table would summarize my data using the summary found in my calculated field.